Today I'm going to be teaching you how to use graphite pencils. Graphite is my favorite medium on earth, and I've been using it for 23 years of my life. If you need any more qualifications than that, I don't have them. A lot of people think of drawing, I think, as just like drawing an object. I mean, obviously that is drawing, but when I think of drawing, I think of like doodling. I think of like sketching, something that's just like in your mind for half a second. Yeah, that's just like where I'm coming from. When you draw with graphite, you need fine tooth paper. It'll say like the kind of surface. I use this Strathmore drawing pad. Medium surface, I guess, means that there is kind of like a tooth to it. I also have this sketch pad. It has a lot of teeth. And so that's like really helpful for using graphite and like shading, because you can layer on more graphite and it'll like take it. You don't want the smooth stuff because it's a lot harder to blend and it won't take the graphite as well. Regarding your pencils, you don't need any fancy pencils. I got this as a gift from my friend. Shout out to Taylor. And they're really great, but you don't need fancy pencils. But there are some really cheap graphite pencil options, like graphite pencils made for making art. If you don't have that, you can use literally any pencil. The only difference is that mechanical pencils, they will dig into your paper and leave indents in the paper because the lead is so sharp. But even mechanical pencils are cool, and like they are really great for detail. It's really light pressure when you draw and kind of just like brush it against the page. When I was in high school, I used mechanical pencils, like only. Like I never used like pencils that are made for making art. I only used mechanical pencils. I don't know, I just really liked how light and soft it looks. All you have to do is use more pressure and you can make a shade out of it. This is a mess. This is a whole mess. With these pencils, you can get a wider range of shades. H is the more lighter and B is the darker pencil. This set of pencils, it goes from HB to 8B, and I think that's good. So you start off with the lighter pencils, in my opinion. Some people like to start off with the darker shades, and that's cool, and I think that it gives a different impression. Some people just straight up use the darkest pencil. I have a pencil. This is a jumbo Faber-Castell pencil, and it's 8B. Some people, they just use this because it's easy, and even with this, okay, you can see that it's a lot darker, but even with this, you can make light. You can make light shades. Like if you are just really gentle about it, it just depends on like what look you're going for. Personally, when I am drawing with graphite, I really like light and like misty kind of shades and looks. If you've read the book Jumanji by Chris Van Allsburg, and he has a really beautiful illustration style that is like so smooth and like misty and mysterious, and I think that kind of style like is really gorgeous. I'm gonna show you how to make very smooth shades. I'm just gonna show you like the process of making like a change in value. Basically, a really good practice is to just kind of like fill up your whole sketchbook page with like small little practices. The first thing I do is I cover the whole thing, the whole area, in a light wash of the lightest pencil that I have. That's like an HB in my case. you can always erase really light pencil. Once you go dark, it's a lot harder to erase it. So you want to take it step by step. When I am drawing, I have like a way of holding my hand. Like I have the pencil just kind of like laying on the paper. Like I'm not even like pressing into it. I'm not even putting that much pressure in it because like I said, I want like a really soft, light shade here. And the best part about using this light, the lightest shade first and just doing like a wash over it as the very first thing you do, is that I think it gives you like a base from which you can darken the colors off of. I don't know, I just think it serves as a good reference point. And yeah, so you want it to be even, and the pressure is what gets it even. And when you're putting a little bit of pressure on the pencil as you're drawing with it, it creates a flat edge on the pencil lead, and the flat ledge is what's going to give you that very soft look. And if you're shading, your pencils will not be sharp, they will be dull, and that's okay. I really like sharpening my pencils because it's just a pleasing thing to do, but it's not always best to have a sharp pencil. Sometimes it makes an indent in your page, and that's not fun. So anyway, this is the first wash. This is HB, and HB is my trusty friend. HB stands for Happy Best Friend. and that's the truth. We go one step further, and after you have the first shade down, next you want to go in like almost like halfway or more, I would say, with the next darker pencil. You need to stagger your shading, and so the whole thing, I say, is HB. This much is B, this much is 2B, this much is 4B, and so on. And when you start to layer, you can also like fill in any blank spots that you have in there. It's okay to have empty spots. It's okay to have empty spots in your life. I'm going all Bob Ross on you, huh? But yes, as you can see, 2B is a very close friend of mine. Just like Jenny was. Jenny was a friend of mine. I'm just extending that to a little bit below where I did B. The key is to have more pressure where you want the darker shade. And, you know, I don't like how this looks, but yeah, we're just gonna keep going. After 2B, we have 4B. And after 4B, we have the illustrious 6B.
Need any more? Doesn't need any more shading. And like I said, I'm really into like light and soft shading. And so sometimes I just don't use it. I don't use the darker shades. Sue me, arrest me, put me in jail. I don't give a shit.
And that is 6B. And once again, I'm just kind of like washing over it. The darkest place I'll ever be is an 8B pencil. And this is 8B. This is the illustrious 8B. It's just very pleasing. It's just a very pleasing thing to do. Now we're just going to draw something and shade it. You can draw things and just make up where the shadows go. It's hard to do it. It's hard to just pull shit out of your brain. I've been wanting to draw something like this for a while. And so I thought it would be cool to include it in this and just show kind of like a practice, like a study. Dude, we're gonna take what we've learned from this and we're going to make it into something cool. Love me some of that curly Q dank boys. And so I'm just gonna like curl. I'm gonna do some curls. And it's gonna be kind of like a ribbon sort of thing. I want it to be a noodle. And I want to put the shadows in where they kind of like tend towards this center line. And like, you know, sometimes it's fun to just like, it's helpful and fun to just mark where you're going to start shading it. And then just start shading it, dude. Take an eraser, bring a little lightness out of these spots. That's it. I don't know what that is, but it's it. That's all I'm gonna do. Bada bing, bada boom. Bada bing, bada boom. Bada bing, bada boom. Bada bing, bada boom. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what this is. Question mark? I don't know. But it's cool. Bye-bye.